The suspect is in custody following America's latest mass shooting at a July the 4th parade in the Highland Park suburb of Chicago. 22-year-old Robert Crimo was arrested after a car chase. 6 people died in the attack and 3 dozen were injured. Our correspondent Nomi Iqbal is in Highland Park.
The streets where celebrations had been taking place quickly turned into a hunting ground as police searched for a killer, a man who brought terror to an Independence Day parade. Americans in this wealthy Chicago suburb had been out in the sunshine for the symbolic day of the 4th of July. A few minutes into the parade, shots rang out, creating shock, confusion and panic. People moved quickly for safety.
I thought that it was the Navy that was saluting the flag with rifles, but then when I saw people running, I picked up my son and I started running.
At first, the police found the gun, but not the gunman. It took until the evening for them to eventually arrest Robert Crimo III.
The person of interest is now being taken to the Highland Park Police Department, where we're going to begin the next phase of the investigation and speak with this person to make sure or see if in fact he is connected to this incident.
Social media firms have suspended accounts apparently owned by him. All events were cancelled as police spent hours looking for the 22-year-old. And so another address to the nation on yet another mass shooting. President Biden cautiously questioned the direction his country is heading in.
There's nothing guaranteed about our democracy. Nothing guaranteed about our way of life. We have to fight for it, defend it, and earn it by voting.
There has been a mass shooting in America every week this year. Recently, major legislation was passed to address gun violence. But this proves that there is no part of American life that is untouched by gun violence. It happens in schools and in supermarkets and on Independence Day, one of the most important days in America's history. Nomi Iqbal, BBC News, Highland Park, Chicago.
The Democratic governor of Illinois also reflected on the timing of the shooting when he made these comments to the media.
It is devastating that a celebration of America was ripped apart by our uniquely American plague. A day dedicated to freedom has put into stark relief the one freedom we as a nation refuse to uphold, the freedom of our fellow citizens to live without the daily fear of gun violence. If you're angry today, I'm here to tell you, be angry. I'm furious. I'm furious that yet more innocent lives were taken by gun violence. I'm furious that their loved ones are forever broken by what took place today. I'm furious that children and their families have been traumatized. I'm furious that this is happening in communities all across Illinois and America.
Well, Philip Novak was in the parade in Highland Park with his family. He's been speaking to Justin Webb on the Today programme on BBC Radio 4, who asked him how he knew things were going wrong.
Once we saw a woman who was hiding near our area, who was covered in blood and sobbing profusely, we knew something was wrong. And then we also heard from someone else who had spoken to her that her husband had been shot and killed.
And what did you do then?
We were still hiding, and we were trying to figure out how to get out of the area. We didn't know where to go. We heard sirens, police sirens everywhere. So we were calling my wife's grandma. We live a mile away from them. So she came to pick us up, and we were basically hiding behind dumpsters, trying to wait it out.
Had anyone actually heard shots?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we all heard them because as it turns out, where we were standing, the shooter was actually on the roof of the building on our side, just 3 storefronts away from us. So I'd say about 40 feet or so. And he was actually shooting across the street from us into the main area of the crowd. So it was right there. And it was a peculiar sound. It was very thunderous. It sounded like a very layered boom. And so at first I thought it was an old fire truck from the 1920s that maybe had some engine problems. Or I thought it was perhaps fireworks. But then once we had heard everyone start screaming and running towards us, that's when I told my entire family to start running. And we ran as fast as we could.